Hey guys, this is Tom from Numbers Game Lifestyle. We're going to go over the endless debate of direct game versus indirect game and which approach is more effective. First of all, let me describe, for those who don't know, what direct game is. Direct game is stating your interest in the girl right off the bat, the first thing that comes out of your mouth, saying like, hey, I find you attractive, I wanted to come see what you were like. Hey, are you single? Any kind of thing that where it just like, it gets directly to the point of like why you're talking to her. Indirect is asking her any kind of question. It can have to do with the situation, something in the environment. Like, hey, do you know how to get to this train station? And then she answers the question. Then you say like, hey, what's your name, by the way? You introduce yourself, you ask her some more questions. And then like if she responds well, you like, hey, would you like to grab drinks or frozen yogurt sometime? You ask her out and you show her your interest. So that's direct game versus indirect game. So which one's superior? You'll get direct guys that are like all about direct, saying like, oh, direct game is more masculine. It's, you know, more direct. Women really appreciate that. And you're not hiding your dick when you're approaching her. You're approaching her like a man, and they really respect that. And yeah, there's some truth to that. But you also get like the indirect guy saying like stating your interest right off the bat is way too early, and you should gradually like reveal your interest over time, because that way like it increases your odds of success. And again, there's good things to that philosophy and bad things to that philosophy. And here's what I found out of all like the approaches, like night game, day game. It depends on your environment, on which one will succeed more often. In night game environments where women are going out, they're dressed sexy, they're expecting to get hit on, expecting men to touch them, expecting men to be aggressive, then direct game fits the bill. It's what they expect, and it has the highest probability of success. You going in guns blazing, be like, hey, sexy, what's up? That's direct game, touching her right off the bat. This is because that's what she's looking for. She's looking for a guy that's aggressive, she's in an environment where aggressiveness like leads the day. And often like you're looking for a girl to hook up with that night, and she's looking for a guy to hook up with that night. So it does no good to like ask her about like, oh, like any kind of random indirect question. You should get to know like, does this girl find me sexy or not right off the bat? So that's why like direct game thrives in a night game environment where you're trying to get to the point really quickly. Here's the problem with direct game though. In day games environments, there's problems with it. First, in day game environments, women are not expecting to get hit on. They're just going about their day. They're not expecting a guy to come up, start a conversation, say he's attracted to her, and ask her out. So coming out guns blazing and be like, I find you attractive, I want to see what you're like. It's super awkward. It's super weird, and it just seems low. It seems low status for a guy to come up to be like, I'm talking to you because you're attractive. It's like, she knows she's attractive. Hot women know they're attractive. You don't have to come up and tell them like, I'm coming to talk to you because you're attractive. It's just dumb. And not only does it communicate kind of lower status, meaning like this guy's like really impressed with the way I look. Two, it makes you look super thirsty as well, because I've had this happen before where I open up direct and right away she's asking me like, do you ask like every girl this? Right away it seems weird to her, right? Like a guy coming up to me like, are you single? Or hey, I find you attractive, like wanted to see what you were like. It's just a weird way to open someone. Not congruent to the environment at all. And it sets off alarm bells because it's weird. It seems like you're just spam approaching every hot chick you see, which lowers your status. This is why like indirect game, I believe, is superior in day game environments. Because when you ask her a question, and she responds positively, and you ask her another question and she responds positively, by the time you ask her out, she's earned your interest. You didn't ask her out because she's attractive. You asked her out because she responded well to your questions. So it doesn't seem like you're just asking her out because she's attractive. It seems like she actually earned your interest, which makes you higher status. You had to you asked her questions and then you're like, you know what? Would you like to grab drinks or frozen yogurt? She won you over. She earned your interest, as opposed to just be like, bleh, you're attractive, I want you. And it doesn't seem like you're spam approaching women, because you're asking her like normal questions that like normal people ask all the time. Well, maybe not all the time, but it's an easy way for them to like indicate that they're interested without you vomiting out like, I'm interested in you. It surprises them and it's weird. So this is why like Indirect Game, it rules in terms of like Daygame. Sorry to say, it doesn't lower your status like Direct Game does. It keeps your status high, and it doesn't seem to, you know, set the alarm bells off that like, it makes it seem like she earned your interest by the way she answered your questions. So this is a big positive for that. So yeah, in conclusion, night game environments, Direct Game rules the day. Just be aggressive. There's been times where I've been in night game scenarios where like I opened up Indirect and the girl took it like I insulted her. I asked this one girl, like she was dancing around me while I was waiting in line to use the bathroom. Super obvious that she was into me, and I was in a relationship at the time. So I just blurted out like, is this the line for the bathroom? And she's like, when's the last time you got laid? And she's like freaking out about me. Like, I'm like, whoa, like calm down. I talked to another guy and she's like, you know this prick? It was like I kicked her dog because I didn't show her like aggressive interest, the kind of interest that she was showing me. So don't open up like Indirect in these kind of aggressive environments. It just goes poorly most of the time. Whereas like if you're in like a day game environment where like girls aren't expecting to get hit on, then just open up like a normal person, start a conversation like a normal person would. Now, this doesn't mean like, don't overblow things. Like you can have tons of success opening nothing but direct during game. You can have tons of success opening indirect at night game. It's not like a make or break you thing. I just find the odds are in your favor in these certain situations. So don't go and be like, oh, like I had success doing like direct game and during the day, or I had success doing indirect game during night game. Of course, it's just your odds are in your favor by choosing the environment and picking the approach to suit that environment. All right, guys, that's the video. Thanks for watching.